range of products and services. You'll find gas equipment, arc equipment, filler metals, safety equipment, construction supplies, welding machines, generators, and more. Airgas offers products from industry leaders such as Miller Electric, Lincoln Electric, Hybertherm, Victor, ESAB, Smith, Milwaukee, Metabo, and Carhartt. Come on in today and discuss your next project with the experienced staff at Airgas. The right products, the right locations, the right expertise. You'll find it all at Airgas National Welders. For more information, call 1-800-866-4422 to find the store nearest you, or visit the website at airgas.com. Now's the time to head to West End Sales in Vail for some great deals on Coyote, like the Coyote UTV with top and winch starting at $11,900 and get 0% financing. And see the new Coyote 3510 34 horsepower tractor, only $17,900. And the big Coyote RX Series 4-wheel drive tractor with cab and loader starting at $37,000. And see the big line of Big Tex trailers, over 40 in stock, 3.99% financing for 54 months with approved credit. West End Sales, 110 North Highway 18 in Vail, online at westendSales.com.
We're community minded. We believe in what we do. We love this town. We live in just like you.
We're a community bank. That's why we always try to approach things from a community-minded point of view. When something is in the best interest of the communities we serve, it's good for us as well. We're community-minded, just like you.
Carolina Trust Bank, member FDIC. Community-minded, just like you.
We're community minded. Just like you.
And good morning on this Friday, the 5th of February, 2016. Time now for the Elder Law Report with Greg McIntyre and Hayden Soloway from McIntyre Elder Law in Shelby, North Carolina. I'll let the folks take it away here. Good morning, Greg and Hayden.
Good morning, Milton. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm walking here.
How you doing?
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
So I'm Greg McIntyre. I'm the Elder Law guy. I just came back from New York City this past weekend, and
you do that too well.
when I go out of town, sometimes I pick up some other accents. Okay.
You've been eating at the Italian restaurants in the shooting section.
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here! I ate in Little Italy.
Yeah.
Little Italy.
Woody Allen made that
Il
statement
Cortile.
one time about eating in an Italian restaurant, and it was one where there had been a shooting, Al Capone or somebody years before, and he went in and asked for a reservation and didn't want to be seated in the shooting section. So that's what that was about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me the meatballs with no holes in them.
You're on a roll this morning.
I'm telling you what, I had a ball in Manhattan, New York City. You can take the boy out of the South, but you can't take the South out of the boy. And so I went up there, and man, just it blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was, and I'd been there before. I actually stayed in the same hotel in Midtown Manhattan that I'd stayed in previously, and I thought it was first, get off the plane and get on the radio show. Essentially, I'm in a car headed to the hotel, which was so cool. Started doing the show, I think, in the Lincoln Tunnel, and then got out at the hotel to finish up when you were telling me I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
Yeah. And people were beeping their horns at me, right? I'm pretty sure they knew everybody's like, that's the Elder Law guy. And I'm like, I didn't even know I was popular up there, okay?
It told you were
it's
number
the Elder
one.
Law guy.
Told you-
Bafangu, huh?
Told you were number one.
They told me I was number one with their middle finger, which I thought was really cool. I've never seen
That's the
somebody
way they
tell
do
me
it. That's
that
the way they do
a
it
lot.
up there.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody got you guys started this morning.
And then so I get there and I end up really working half the day on Friday.
Yeah.
But it was cool because I felt like I was big time because I was, I had
Looking
this
out the
looking
window
out
of your hotel.
over the city, my 32nd floor hotel room, and like it had a corner room, so I had the shades pushed
Panorama.
back. And I'm sitting there, on conference calls doing things. I felt like I was big time, big time. I was like
you were up there.
Perry
physically.
Mason for real,
The real New York City.
the real deal. Yeah, and it was more important because I was doing it from New York City apparently. Okay,
Yeah.
and then took my 16-year-old. Now I went up there because my 16-year-old, well, he turned 16. It was my birthday too. Just get out of town, do something different. The most fun thing I did while I was up there, which sounds really trivial, but I biked in traffic in New York City, which is not smart. You want to make sure you have your will and your estate plan put together before you bike in traffic in New York City.
Yes, and that was my suggestion, and I was scared to death something would happen, so I just suggested you wrap yourself in bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, yeah. Oh man, well. Here's the thing: we were gonna go out. We were gonna go to Little Italy on Saturday night. Okay, no, Friday night. Yeah, Friday night, first day we got there, and I wanted an authentic Italian meal. Go to Little Italy on Manhattan. Probably would have gone to Brooklyn if I really wanted, and I did go to Brooklyn. I'll tell you about Brooklyn on Sunday, okay?
All right.
And my wife kept telling me to shut up because I did keep yelling Brooklyn, like because it's everywhere. Brooklyn's everywhere. I'm like, Brooklyn, I'm walking here, and man, I was just excited to be eating pizza in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, so Friday night, I'm like talking to the concierge at the hotel, and I'm like, okay, well, Manhattan's like 5 miles long, okay? Like 5 miles. That's not very much, but it's just so huge. I mean, with the buildings so tall, and I'm like, okay, well, we want to get down here. How long does it take for us to get to Little Italy? And she's like, well, it's like 20 or 30 minutes by cab, and I'm like, yeah, but it's only like this far on the map. And I'm like, how far is that? Is it like 20, 30 miles away? And she's like, no, it's like 2.5, 3 miles.
Oh, and it takes that long.
20, 30 minutes by cab.
Oh, my
yeah, only $40 cab ride. That's
Only
it. Yeah, ridiculous. So we walked back. But we ate a big meal and then walked back, right?
There you go.
Right? And so that was good. And so I decided I wanted to go biking, and I figured out you can actually ride on a bike and about walk, really, faster than you can take a cab somewhere, okay? And much cheaper, okay?
Yeah.
So they have this city bike program where you pay $9.99 and you rent a bike for 24 hours. So I did that, and, my son was cool with it. We biked Central Park up toward the Museum of Natural History. They wanted to go there, okay? And I had to go do some work. So I was going to go to the New York Public Library and sit down and do work that afternoon. So that's what I did. But, my wife said, these bikes are for the birds. Park's hers. She's going to the museum. And I take off on the bike through New York traffic. And go, I rode down, went to the public library, rode around Manhattan. And I figured out they do have bike lanes, but it's really fun to dodge in and out of traffic. You start getting bold. And I started settling in. It was fun, man.
Now, McIntyre Elder Law is Greg McIntyre.
Yeah, it is. It is. But don't worry, I've got some life insurance. I'm worth much more dead than alive.
Am I a beneficiary?
Yeah, my wife's like, "Oh, you go ahead and go bike in traffic, Greg." Which means pretty sure it means she loves me. So
I think that probably has something to do with it.
okay, so or something.
She's banking on you making more money.
Yeah,
than the
maybe, or getting
insurance.
hit. Yeah, getting hit
Yeah.
and get some insurance. So anyway, that was pretty much my New York trip, and then I did go to Brooklyn on Sunday afternoon and eat some pizza, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that's the synopsis. And my wife kept telling me to shut up. She told me to shut up 20 times because I kept saying, Brooklyn. She was afraid somebody was going to hit me or something. And they were just all looking at me.
I think they probably heard that before.
You probably heard
Yeah.
that before.
Every movie
Yeah.
cliche ever.
Yeah. Isn't your husband from Brooklyn?
He is.
That's pretty cool.
He is.
He needs to show me around. Hey.
Well, I told him that if he already had an obligation with his daughter that day, or he would have come and gotten you and taken you into all the districts, and so you can see the difference between the meatpacking district and Soho and all of the Greenwich Village,
Yeah.
uptown, downtown, all around the town. So then next time y'all will have to coordinate that.
We
'Cause
will.
he's a-
Ask him if he's hearing a lot of stuff about me up there because I'm pretty sure I made a big impression.
Oh,
this week.
I'm absolutely sure
The
that
elder law guy.
he will come back and,
Okay.
and regale me with all these stories.
I'm sure. So I'm hogging all the airtime. It's
Uh-huh.
time for Hayden's minute, Hayden's corner. Hayden's got some things to report this morning on current events and upcoming things happening in our community and activities for seniors. Hayden, what you got?
Well, I was trying to find what the projected score of the Panthers game is supposed to be and who's supposed to win.
Right.
But all I can find is Vegas odds, and I don't understand what that means. I'll
that
tell
baseball?
You what it says. The Panthers? Yeah.
Football. It's Panthers Day.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 50 coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Panthers by 5.5 points.
Panthers by
They're
5.5.
projected to
That's
win
the
by
Vegas
5.5
odds.
because what I was given by my husband.
Yeah.
You have to give 5.5 points if you bet the Panthers, and whatever you will win, whatever you bet. And I have absolutely.
I'm gonna
no
have
clue
to
what that
screen
means.
Hayden's corner because, like, I asked her to talk about senior events going on, and she starts telling us Vegas betting odds. Okay, so I guess are you telling the
seniors-
Well, I
seniors?
can talk a lot about seniors, but a
Yeah.
lot of it is not what's current events, other than they have discovered that the whooping cough virus or the whooping cough vaccine is not as long-lasting and effective as they thought,
Right.
and so you all need to check with your doctors and see if you need a booster.
A booster.
Whooping cough is
Whoop-
very
Is
dangerous.
it whooping
to
cough
seniors.
or whooping cough? Isn't
I
it
wrote-
WHO?
It is, and I guess you
Whooping
whoop
cough.
rather than hoop, so
Right.
maybe
Whooping
it is
cough.
whooping cough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whooping,
Somebody in the
whooping.
know who has the
Whooping
dictionary
cough.
of pronunciation can welcome
That's
to
something you
call us
catch on
and
a
correct us.
basketball court.
A whoop or a hoop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else
Anyway.
going on?
No, not really. Michael Jackson documentary's coming out
He's still alive.
this weekend. No, Spike Lee's done a
passed away.
documentary on him. It's gonna be
Spike
on
Lee loves
Showtime.
Michael Jackson. I heard that.
Well, I mean, you didn't grow up in that era without loving his music. I mean,
Right.
you hardly could find anyone who didn't like something that he did.
I've got a
He was
bunch of
an
his music.
entertainer, and I mean, I respect his talent as much as
A B
anybody.
C
Talking about
1
you,
2
Redman.
3. Right?
I don't think they paid to hear us. They're gonna
No?
listen to the country
Okay.
music later.
Okay. Was he a country music singer? No.
No,
No.
I don't think he ever did anything country.
I don't
That's
think so.
usually what people do after they run out of steam in the rock market. Then they go to country.
Oh, that's
You know,
not.
a lot of groups have moved over to country. Who was the guy from Spartanburg? Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
The guy who was the lead singer in
Yeah,
that.
he's
He
doing some
wasn't really
country
Hootie. They borrowed that name from
I love
somebody
country.
else.
You know I
But
love
he's
country.
gone over to country, and a
I
lot of other people
I especially
too.
love old country.
Yeah, you and my husband need to travel
I
together.
make you
and-
listen to a
and
bunch of
Stephanie and I will go in a
oh
separate
Hank
car.
Williams Jr. and stuff like that in the car, right?
I like the new stuff. I
Yeah.
don't like the old stuff.
All right. You like the new
220,
stuff.
220.
So anything else?
No, not really. I want to talk about our seminar.
So we do. We have an exclusive special. Been talking a little bit about Medicaid crisis planning here lately, and wanted to talk about a special seminar presentation that we're giving at the LeGrand Center on Thursday, February 25th. It's an exclusive presentation.
I hate to interrupt you. There's a little
interrupt.
senior event right there at the senior center. The annual winter flea market's going on today.
That's correct. Today at the Council on Aging, Neal Senior Center in Shelby, North Carolina, there from 8 to 2, there is a flea market taking place, the winter flea market. There's hot dogs, hot dog plates for lunch.
There's my lunch.
You can get 2 hot dogs, baked beans, chips, dessert, and a drink. And it's
It's hard. It's a little print.
not, I mean, it's
read
not
it.
much. It's $5, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you can get ham biscuits for $2.50, liver mush biscuits for $2, and plain biscuits for $1.25. If you have any questions, you can call over there to Mary Hamrick at 704-482-3488. And that's specifically for Cleveland County residents 55 and up. Okay, but anybody can go.
Oh yeah.
Anybody
Yeah,
can
they'll
go.
sell you a biscuit and a couple of hot dogs.
They'll be glad to have the donation.
Yeah,
Man,
I
the Neal
love the
Senior
Senior
Center
Center.
does just such a great job.
They
We've
do.
had them on the show before, so
Yeah.
we have a seminar that's an exclusive seminar that's coming up. Okay, it's special, only 20 people. It's for 20 people. I'm going to give a few of these this year, and so it's very limited. Okay, as to how many people can be there with me. We're going to furnish a very high-end, nice. You called it a beautiful meal, beautifully catered.
Beautifully catered
I
dinner.
love that.
Yes.
Beautifully catered dinner.
Mhm.
And so it's going to be me and 20 of my friends, and we're going to talk specifically about.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine,
Okay.
Milton. You're fine.
Life goes
Milton's
on,
a busy
Milton.
man. So we're going to talk specifically about Medicaid crisis planning. That's all it is. It's a Medicaid crisis planning seminar. It's for 20 people, and you have to qualify to go. If you want a seat at that table, and you have an immediate need, you must have an immediate need. You must have a loved one, a husband, wife,
Or yourself.
father, or mother who is, so it must be an immediate family member that is in a nursing home or is headed to right now a nursing home in a crisis healthcare situation, right, where long-term care, or it could be stable in a nursing home, but you're seeing families' monies just being depleted and spent down at $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000 a month. There's three things that you have to qualify. If you're in that situation right now, that's one. Two, you have to own your own home or other real estate. So have to own your own home. And three, have to have a net worth in liquid assets over $200,000. Okay? But call, even if you don't qualify for the seminar, call our office. And if you called us to set up a seat at this seminar, they're going to walk you through those qualifying questions. Even if you don't qualify, they'll set you up for an immediate consult with me if you call the office. I think, but really, we want you at the table. We want you to be one of those either 20 people or 10 couples, however it fills up. I don't care how it fills up. We're going to track it. I just emailed my staff about it, my team about it, an entire questionnaire to ask when anybody calls, because I knew we were going to talk about it this morning. And we want people to call. To call our office, you call 704-259-7040. Now, this is an important seminar that I've rarely given, that I give every once in a while. And in this case, I just want it to be an intimate setting where we can talk personally about some issues that are going on and really, really provide a nice meal. And we can sit down and break bread together and talk about how to save you and your family's hard-earned money and property. Okay?
Well, now, anyone who calls can have a free consult about this issue, right?
So, what we're going to do, okay, is, Hayden, you want to tell them, have you seen me give that seminar before, or a seminar?
Yes.
Because this one's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Have you-
I've seen
yeah.
you give one. This one is going to be a little more in depth. We've seen so many situations where people waited too long and where people didn't know what they could do,
Right?
and just lost everything. And then, the kids have nothing even to probate in the estate. It's all gone. And
But you've seen me give
yes,
this seminar before,
I
haven't you?
have.
Medicaid
Yes, and I've
crisis
seen
plan.
it make a huge difference and gotten clients who were very, very grateful to you for informing them and helping them.
Well, let's talk a little bit about our benefits planning department. So we have an entire benefits planning department that is set up to do nothing but help save your hard-earned money and property, and help notify you of exactly what benefits you qualify for, and help you become eligible for those benefits, which you just have to be so careful when you're in the benefit planning world, like Medicaid planning for long-term care. You just have to be extremely careful and knowledgeable about how to arrange assets, protect property, do those things. And they just have to be done just right, or it won't be approved. Or you'll lose it, or sell it, or spend it. And it has to, even if you're spending money, it has to be spent just right. Okay, so we want you to get it just right. We're in business. I'm in practice, the practice of law, to help people save, the individual and families save their hard-earned money and property, period. And this is part of that, okay? So we really, really want you to call in. Hayden's helping me plan this seminar. Hayden, can you tell me a little bit about where it's going to be and what's going on so I know?
Yes, it's going to be at the LeGrand Center, and since it's an intimate group like this,
What
we're gonna
about
be
the
able to have-
LeGrand Center? Tell me about the LeGrand Center.
If you haven't been there, you ought to just take a look at it. It's very it's not a place that you would expect to find in Shelby, and Shelby's very lucky to have this. I wasn't real sure it was a great idea when it was a private-public partnership, which is not something I'm usually in favor of. But this has turned out to be a great asset to Shelby. It's a very modern building. It can accommodate about any size, and we have elected to use one of the smaller
We're going to use a
rooms,
classroom.
just so everyone can
Yeah.
eat and we can talk about these things.
We're just going to use a small classroom this time. No big ballroom. It's the LeGrand Center is located in Shelby, North Carolina. If you're in Cleveland County, it'll be really easily accessible for you. If you're not in Cleveland County, if you're in Lincoln, Rutherford, Polk, any other county that's listening, it's very accessible. Right off, just not too far off Highway 74, right across from the Cleveland County Fairgrounds, at 1800 East Marion Street in Shelby, and so I'm going to have them, and I think you're going to go over and have them, decorate the room nicely so we can kind of sit down at round tables and
Well,
all
we
eat
want this to
together.
be nice for everybody. We
Yeah.
try to make everything first class, so it'll be a nice meal. We've got some people working on that, and some of the best caterers you'll ever see. My personal favorite, I hope, is the one that we'll choose, and the menu sounds awesome.
Yes. What's the menu going to be like? you think?
Well, we're looking at 3 different caterers,
right.
and you just have to give your okay on the one that you
Okay.
think is the best.
But I wanted a high-end meal,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's something really fancy.
Very nice.
Okay.
Well, it's going to be very good and very well prepared, and everybody will enjoy it.
And I've noticed that if I'm giving an educational talk, an
How many
educational talk,
syllables is education?
educational talk to a large group like 80 people, it's much different if I'm giving an educational talk to just 5, 10, 20 people.
Well, it gives people more opportunity, and they feel more comfortable to ask questions. A lot of times, I think when I hear expressions like benefits planning or the crisis planning, things like this, people don't always know what that means, and they're a little hesitant to ask questions. But when we get a group like that, it's more like a conversation, and everybody benefits from everybody else's questions. Some people don't know the questions to ask.
Right.
That's one of the things that I learned. People don't know what they don't know. That's one of my favorite expressions, because there are things I thought all I needed was my will, my power of attorney, my health care power of attorney, and my living will, and I was set.
Right.
I didn't realize some of the other things that I had no way of knowing them.
Right.
That you need to know about getting your estate in order to achieve what you want to do, which is get the money and your assets to the people that you
And to
love.
your credit, and something I never really thought about was lately there's been a couple of times where we just sat down with a small group of people around a table and had
dinner with them, yes.
and had dinner at
Or lunch.
at an assisted living facility or at an apartment complex. You just something totally different, and just sat down and broke bread and talked about it, which was just in an unreal setting and just really personal setting that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, we'll have to talk sometime about the seminars that we've given in the different locations. That's another subject. But yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed those seminars as much as others. We really felt like we were at a table of friends.
Absolutely, and that's what this is going to be. So in order to sit down at the round table with us, give us a call at the office, 704-259-7040, to qualify for the Medicaid Crisis Planning Seminar on February 25th, Thursday, February 25th, at the LeGrand Center in Shelby. Okay. So we've got some other guests coming up later in the month. I think we have some amazing people coming in.
We do. And you'll have some news about another seminar tour later on, too.
I'm
but
doing
we'll
a
talk
4-city
about that.
tour.
Yeah.
3-hour tour. 4-city tour.
tour.
That's right. It's the 4-city tour coming up in Asheville,
You're gonna-
Shelby,
you're gonna
Charlotte,
break it now.
and Morganton. We'll break it next week. Okay.
Okay.
We'll break it next
Alright.
week. And I think we're going to have Joe Seidel with Beata Home Healthcare on next week, who's going to come talk about the home healthcare industry and just how amazing it is that you can give, top-notch hospital, even ICU care. I see you, Hayden. ICU level care right in someone's home now. That's the future of senior healthcare. It really is. And Joe's going to be here next week to talk about the future of senior healthcare. Okay, and we'll launch the 4-city tour next week. Okay, and then who else do we have coming up?
Well, right now, Suzanne Blazer is in our office, and she is scheduled to give us be here on February the 19th, a lot of that depends on her job, her workload. We've had to postpone her before because she's got so many things going on
She
there at
does,
the
and
office.
emergencies arise.
So that's tentatively, but we have some alternates that we can put in there. On February the 26th, John Jurchak from Healthy at Home is going to come. He did a great presentation for a group that I am a member of, and he talked about falls among seniors, and that sounds like such a cut and dried subject, but the things that I learned from him were fascinating, and just the fact that falls are probably the major reason for nursing home requirements, hospitalizations for seniors.
I've done a seminar that's very kind of related to that, an educational talk related to that, and no-step communities. Why you'll hear the word no-step communities. That's so important in independent living, situations.
Yes, it is more so than really people think. We just had new floors put in my parents' house, and we got to a stopping place and didn't get finished. And there's just a tiny little uneven space where the floors join.
Sure.
We put some duct tape over that, but my mother has already had a little problem with that. So it's become extremely important that we get the company back out there and finish that floor. And it's that much of an issue.
It is, because if you no step, having even flooring and from front porch to patio can mean the difference between staying independent for years and years longer, as opposed to having a fall and breaking a bone, a leg, a hip, having a concussion, head injury. We want to stay away from those things, because those things can leave us bedridden and in nursing home care for an extended period of time,
Well,
and
John,
lead to other health problems and further health problems
Yeah.
and decline in health.
don't miss that one, because John, he has a lot of information, and it was really interesting. Everybody was totally silent listening.
I
to
can't
him,
wait
so.
for that one. I'm going to have so
Yeah,
much
it'll
fun
be
at that
good.
one.
And we have some other things kind of in the works, nothing that we have scheduled for any particular date, and we'll let you know about that. So
Okay.
that's what's looking forward.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of things lined up for us. Thank you,
Yeah, I
Hayden,
do.
for all that you do.
Well, I love it.
Yes, I love it too.
I love getting the information out. We've just become so, it's almost like two practices. You've got one to educate, and then one to serve the legal needs of our people. So we try to work on both ends.
It's an amazing ride that we've been on over the last several years, and I enjoy helping seniors. I come back to, I am so excited about that Thursday, February 25th Medicaid Crisis Planning Seminar. I know it's just 20 people, but it's going to be so much fun. So,
Well,
So-
yeah, but it's dealing with a serious subject, and it's something that you should come if you have the need.
if you have an immediate
And
need, you
yeah.
should come. If you're curious, you should call the office. We'll take care of it another way. But call to see if you qualify. Hayden, you want to give out our contact information, where we're at, things like that,
At our office,
at our office?
we're at 123.
It's as easy as
As easy as 123 West Marion Street. We're right across the street from the new open air farmers market pavilion. Just about across from the flags, you'll see us. We've got a blue tinted window with a white tree.
and we have a
see-
shotgun office.
That's it. That I've never heard it put that way, but that's like the Charleston houses. Goes all the way back through that building. It's
Instead
narrow.
of a
but it-
shotgun house, it's a
Yeah.
shotgun office, and
That's
it
how
is
I get
a
my
long
exercise every
hallway.
day.
Is walking up that hallway.
Walking down that. My office
of
is near
walking.
the back and right
Sure.
back and forth. Yeah.
And I'm very blessed to have the space that I do. When I moved in that space, there's no way I was going to fill that thing up. No way that it was too much space. Way too much space. And I should have gotten twice the space. I should have gotten twice the space, because we're busted at the seams right now.
That's right.
Just crawling all over each other, trying to just keep up with the work and do everything that we do. So, and I love doing it. I enjoy what I'm doing.
Right.
If I didn't, I wouldn't do it.
Our telephone number is 704-259-7040. You're likely to talk to Brianna, who's a lovely girl, and she has the information. And call us and see if you qualify for the seminar, and we will meet you there.
I'm going to throw something else out there.
Why don't you throw something else out?
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
If you call the office, 704-259-7040 for the Medicaid Crisis Planning Seminar to reserve your seat on Thursday, February 25th. Call and ask for Hayden.
Okay.
Say, I want to speak to Hayden.
I'll be there.
Okay? Say, call and ask for Hayden, and Hayden will talk to you, qualify you for that seminar, and go ahead and put it on the schedule, okay? Hey, it's been a pleasure. It's glad to be back on the ground in Shelby, North Carolina. I've been all around the world, baby, in New York City this last weekend, and in the Navy, you know, all around the world on aircraft carriers, and there's no sweeter place to come home to than home, you know, and I enjoy being back home.
Well, I've been away from home for 2 years, lived away for 2 years, visits home. I know that feeling. The time I came home for good, I was overwhelmed. I love this place. I love my friends. I love my family. I love Shelby. I
love our listeners. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll be here next Friday, 10 a.m.-ish for the Elder Law Report. I'm signing off. This is Greg McIntyre. This is Hayden Soloway. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Join us next week. Thanks, Bill.
All right. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Next Friday right here, the Elder Law Report.